make you feel? Did you sort of clam up? Did you feel nervous and fearful? It wasn't exactly a warm, fuzzy feeling, was it? Divorce. Yeah, it brings up all sorts of feelings of anxiety and negative anticipation. Let's talk about that for a second. Divorce in society has been labeled so negatively. Do you think that might have an impact on how we actually move through it? Do you not think that we actually are creating our outcome by having such a negative feeling about what the word divorce is? That's what I believe. I believe that society has done a major injustice to families by labeling divorce. Now, a lot of people are going to go, what do you mean? Divorce is bad. Well, in fact, divorce isn't bad. Divorce just is. And I also believe that by labeling divorce bad, we actually increase the rates of divorce. And you might say, well, that's crazy. And I'm going to say, no, that's not crazy. Because if we don't have a negative attachment to the word divorce, then when we move through divorce, when our family members move through divorce, when our families move through divorce, we actually approach divorce in a more positive, proactive way, one where we are going to learn our lessons and not judge ourselves or those people moving through it. So we can move through the ending of our relationship in a more positive way. And if we do that, we're going to have a less negative impact on the things around us, things and people and relationships. Our assets won't be destroyed as much, our personal relationships will not be destroyed, and our children will be protected. And I have a real mission in life to try and affect change and how we move through divorce to impact our children in generations to come. So envision a world where we move through divorce, and perhaps it has pain, and perhaps it causes us grief, but it doesn't have to be bad, and it doesn't have to be full of anger and hate. And we move through it in a way that's empowering and insightful, and focuses on a win-win, and focuses on moving people to new beginnings, and bring closure to relationships that need to be ended. And we have that in our divorce. How's that going to affect our children? Entirely different than the way we are affecting our children right now through divorce. Our impact on our children is going to remove the negative labels that we have done in society. It is actually going to, our children will be empowered, not in spite of us, but because of the way we're moving through it. So if we can move through relationships, have marriages, perhaps transition to endings and move through divorce in a more positive way, an empowering way, then our children will not have the negative relationship effects and chaos that we created by being the example to them. So when they, guess what happens? When they go on, will history repeat itself? Not as likely. Will they be disempowered and damaged to the extent because we handled our divorce so badly? No, not if we can shift our perspective on divorce. So if they don't have these negative results from our divorce, then what are they going to be like in their relationships? Perhaps not as judgmental, perhaps more loving, more unconditional loving of themselves and others, less damage to their emotional well-being. And guess what? The divorce rate's going to decline. So, in my movement, in my belief that divorce is not bad, divorce is not good, it just is, like we have a positive and a negative. You know, anybody who studies physics knows there's positive and negative, and then there's the position of neutrality, and neutrality is a position of love. And if we can be in a position of love, if we move through different events in our lives, divorce being one of them, then guess what? We take the charge away from the divorce, and we decrease the divorce rates. Stay tuned, because I bet you that's what's going to happen in 10 years from now.